Selenium class 13, Java methods, user defined methods. See, first chapter index. Today we are going to discuss three topics: introduction to Java methods, introduction to Java methods. Next, types of methods, Say we have two types of methods, built-in methods and user-defined methods. Today we will discuss user-defined methods. Tomorrow built-in methods. See, user-defined methods. See, this is the today's agenda. Introduction to Java methods, types of methods, user-defined methods. See, first topic, introduction to Java methods. Say, first of all, what is method? What is the problem, Preeti? Okay. What about your mic? Okay. What is... Okay, Preeti. What is method? Say, a Java method is a set of statements that are grouped together to perform an operation. A Java method is a set of statements that are grouped together to perform an operation. Next, methods are also known as functions. In structured programming, for example, C language, we use functions. In C language, no method concept, no method term, only function. In structured programming, for example, C language, we use functions, built-in functions and user-defined functions. In object-oriented programming, for example, in Java language, we use methods, built-in methods and user-defined methods. Say, a Java method is a set of statements or steps, or instructions that are grouped together to perform an operation. Next, methods are also known as functions. In computer programming, methods are also known as functions. Next point, in structured programming, example, C language. In structured programming, we use functions. Two types of functions, built-in functions, and user defined, built-in and user defined. Next, in object oriented programming, in object oriented programming, for example, Java language, just a minute. Java language, we use methods. Here also same methods. Basically two types of methods, built-in or predefined methods and user-defined methods. Built-in methods limited, read-only, but user-defined methods unlimited. You can create a number of methods and you can edit user-defined methods. Okay. Okay, na Gurnath Natarajan. Gurnath?
Yes, sir. I'm able to hear you, sir. Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Okay, cool. See, first of all, when we choose methods, Smita, just guess. Method is reusable component, reusable code. Method means it's a reusable code. When we choose methods,
When we need to perform the action multiple times.
good. Whenever we want to perform any operation multiple times, then we choose methods. Instead of writing the same code again and again, we choose methods. Next, what is the advantage or purpose of methods? Code reusability. Using methods, we can reduce the project code size. See, when we choose methods, see, whenever we want to perform any operation, say method is technical term, business term is operation. Whenever we want to perform any operation multiple times in the same class or other classes, multiple times, then we choose methods. Next, advantage of methods. Advantage of methods. Code reusability. Say, using methods, we can reduce the code size. Project code size. We can read, just a minute, misplacement. We can reduce the project code size. Suppose for one project, total, suppose 100 classes, 100 programs, 5,000 lines. If we use more reusable components, if you find and use more reusable components, definitely you can reduce the code size. This is one primary advantage. Any other? Muhammad Rahman, any other?
Yes, sir. There is a
code reusability, and we have the reduce the code size and
reduce the code size. Okay, if you reuse, definitely you can reduce the code size. One more thing is there. Maintenance is easy na.
yes, sir.
Code maintenance. Suppose one functionality or one operation is there. You are using that operation in you are using that operation multiple times. Suppose 7 times in your project. Whenever any changes are there in that operation, just change at one place. That can be reflected to all classes where you are using that operation. See, maintenance is easy. See, code maintenance. Code maintenance is easy. Easy to maintain. These two are the important advantages of methods. Code reusability, so that you can reduce the project code size. Next, maintenance easy. Modifications easy. Okay. Next, see, this is a brief introduction about methods. Next, types of methods. We already discussed. See, we have two types of methods. Basically, we have two types of methods. What are the two types of methods, Sunil? Sunil,
Yes, sir.
what are the two types of methods? Concentrate. Observe this line.
Built-in methods and user
In object-oriented programming, for example, Java language, we use methods, built-in and user-defined. What? How many types of methods? Basically, we have two types of methods. What are the two types?
Built-in and user difference.
Yes, types. Two types of methods. Two types of methods. One is built-in. Built-in, or you can say predefined methods. Predefined methods. These are read-only. You cannot edit the code. You can use as it is. And one more thing, that method names also standard. You cannot change the method names. If it is user-defined method, you can use your own names and you can change the method names also. Next, user-defined methods. User-defined methods. See, these are the two types. Okay, I will provide brief introduction about built-in methods. Tomorrow we will discuss built-in methods. Today, user-defined methods. See, just a brief introduction. Built-in methods. See, Java has a library of classes and methods organized in packages. Java has library of classes and methods organized in packages. Java has as a library of classes and methods organized in packages. For example, IO package, lang package. See, java dot io dot, for example, console. Observe, Smita, This is built-in library. What is this Java?
Java
Project.
is a
What is this IO?
package.
Package. What is this console? Class.
Class.
See, we are importing. Just we write import. If you want to import this one, import keyword java.io.console. What is the functionality of this statement? We are importing console class from IO package under Java project. Suppose Gurnath, I want to import all classes from IO package. All classes, not only console class.
They're going to import java.io.console asterisk.
Console. Why console?
Yeah, io dot asterisk.
Java dot io dot
Asterisk, sir.
first dot asterisk
Followed by semicolon.
semicolon. Enough. See. Next, in order to use built-in methods, we need to import packages or classes, particular classes. Say, in order to use built-in methods, we need to import packages suppose if you want particular class you can import, or entire package you can import. Next, java.lang package is automatically imported to every Java program. This is automatically imported to every Java program. You no need to import. See, java.lang. Put mute, somebody's making noise. Package is automatically imported in every Java program. Next, using import keyword, we can import packages or classes. Using import keyword, don't write double quotes in programs, just understanding purpose. Using import keyword, this is Java keyword or reserved word. We can import packages one by one or classes. Say we have some categories of built-in methods. Our test automation point of view, 4 categories are important. See, categories of built-in functions, built-in methods. Categories of built-in methods. One is important one, string methods. Methods on strings, operations on strings. Next, array methods. array methods, operations on arrays. Next, number methods, operations on numbers. Next, character methods, methods on characters, etc. See, this is the brief introduction about built-in methods. We will discuss tomorrow. Now come to user-defined methods. See, third topic, user-defined methods. Just a minute. This is second one, types of methods. Just a minute. User-defined methods. Say, we have two types of user-defined methods. Two types of user-defined methods. What are they, Rahman? Two types of user-defined methods.
Method with returning value and method without returning any value.
Good. See, two types of user-defined methods. One is method without returning any value. See, just performing operation, no value returning. See, method without returning any value. Next, method with returning value. Method with returning value. Returning value. Say, first one only performing operation. Second one performing operation and returning value. Method without returning any value. Method with returning value. Okay. Next, again calling. First one method without returning value. Calling two types. You
This
can
is Gurunath. What is sir? I forgot. So can you repeat the question? Method without returning value and method with returning value. What's the difference? Like you said something. I couldn't follow.
Method without returning any value means only performing operation, no value written. Method
got it, sir.
with returning value means performing operation and returning value.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Welcome. See, calling two types. See, this is defining. Next, calling or creating method. Method without returning any value. Next, calling two types. Calling, can you tell me, Aarti? Calling two types. Creating method without returning any value, that is one type. Method with returning value, that is another type. First I am taking method without returning any value. This is creating a method. Next, calling two types. You can call that method in two ways. Tell me. Aarti, Sridevi.
Yes, sir. Call by value, call by reference.
Call by value, that is a different one. Rahman.
So calling method by invoking an object and calling method without invoking object.
Good. Say, in order to access methods, or in order to use methods, object required. Object dot method. That is the syntax. Object dot method. Without object also, you can call methods. One is calling method by invoking object. See, calling methods by invoking object. Another one, calling methods without invoking object. Calling methods without invoking object. Next, same method with returning a value also same. Calling methods by invoking object and calling method without invoking object. Okay. Next, one more flavor also there. That is also calling point of view, not creating point of view. Calling external methods. Say first two calling methods in the same class, creating and using within the class. Here external. Suppose in the class 1 we have some methods. Want to use those methods in class 2, you can use. Calling external methods. Above are internal methods. What is internal method, Smita? Here another classification, internal method, external method. What is internal method and what is external method?
Internal method is method without returning any value. And
No. Niladri, internal method, external method, another classification.
Yes, sir. Internal method which is inside any particular class.
Inside class. Inside. Term confusing. Creating and using methods within the class. Suppose in the same class, create method and use. That is internal method. Next, external method means calling from external classes, other classes. Any confusion?
No.
no.
Smita, are you following or any confusion?
Sir, can you please repeat the internal method?
Internal method. Suppose class 1. I created two methods in class 1 and I am calling those methods in class 1 only. Class 1 only means creating and calling within the same class. Those are internal methods. Suppose I am calling these methods from another class, class 2. Class 2 point of view, class 1 methods are external methods, na?
Yes, sir.
See, those are external methods. Any confusion, Niladri?
No, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. See, I will provide examples, then you can get more clarity. Say, in this today's class, I will introduce methods, syntax with example. Again, in Selenium WebDriver module, we use user-defined methods. Again, we will discuss, but that is testing point of view. This is general. See, today general overview. Next, in Selenium WebDriver module, again we will use user defined methods. Okay, first one I'm taking returning value, writing methods, with returning value, returning value. What is the advantage of returning value, Rahman? Suppose only performing operation, that is one scenario. Performing operation and returning value, that is another scenario. What is the advantage of returning value?
So if we have a returning value, so we can use it.
You can pass the value to other methods, or you can export the value to external files. Getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Generally we store returning value to variable. Variables can be exported. See, you can export the value. That is one advantage. Next, primary advantage is you can pass the value to other methods. Observe, Smita. Suppose login method is there. Testing point of view. Login method is there. Just performing login functionality. Okay, enter username, enter password, click default button, login over. Only operation. Here no returning value. Next, another scenario, performing operation and returning value. Suppose after entering login, after entering username and password, clicking on default button, login successful, then return that value, login successful. I want to pass that value to next function, next method. Next method is logout method or create vendor or any other method. After login successful only, I want to execute next method. I can pass this value, this output to next method. Getting these two scenarios?
Yes, sir.
One is only performing operations. Another is performing operation and
Passing
returning
the
value. What is the advantage of returning value?
The value can be passed to the other class.
Not other class, other methods.
The-
Suppose one method input is output for next method. That time you can pass na.
Yes, sir.
See, first writing method, syntax. Write method. Write method. Observe, Sunil. We define our write methods before main method. Getting this point?
Yes, sir.
That is rule, before main method, not after main method. See, we write methods before main method. Next, call method, write methods before main method. Call methods, Smita, call methods before main method or after main method?
After main method, sir.
After main method. After main method. See, program execution starts from main method. After main method. These are rules. Okay. First, write methods. Syntax. Follow the syntax. Access modifier. If you don't specify access modifier, then Aarti not responding. Tell me, Aarti.
Yes, I'm back now.
If you don't use any access modifier, then
I don't think so it will work. It has to be there.
Can you tell me, Sridevi?
Yes, sir.
We discussed
Public. Yeah.
public is access modifier. Okay. Suppose if I don't specify any access modifier, then what will happen?
Sir, by default, it will accept. It will consider as public.
No, sir.
No. That is in VB script.
But
In VB script, default is public. But in Java, Rahman, in Java, what is the, if we don't specify any access modifier, then what will happen? Why nobody responding?
It should error.
No error.
Display error.
default, sir.
Default.
Right?
Sunil, correct answer.
Yeah.
Default. See, we have 4 access modifier: public, private, default, and protected. If you don't
Yes.
specify any modifier,
It will be
default modifier is default. Okay. See, access modifier. Next, return type. Say data types, not only for variables. We use data types for constants and methods also. Method with returning value. Here, this method going to return value. So return type required. This is data type. Next, method name. Next, parameters. Parameters optional. If you don't use any parameters, use blank parenthesis. Blank. Suppose I want to use 2 parameters: user ID, password. User ID, comma, password. See, by separating with commas, you can use n number of parameters. Open curly braces, close curly braces. See, next, method body. Here you can write statements. Every normal statement should end with semicolon. See, what programming features we use in main program, all can be used in methods also. See, in methods, you can use conditional statements, loop statements, operators, variables, all programming features can be used within the methods also. Next, calling. First syntax, writing method. Next syntax, calling. For calling methods, object required. First, create object. How to create object? Class name. Next, object name your own. You can use any meaningful name. equal to new keyword, again class name, semicolon. Next, call methods.
Sir,
Uh,
the class name, object name, new, then class name. The last class name, it is modifier, constructor, right?
Pardon?
The like first is class name, then object name equal to new class name. That the last class name is constructor, right? Okay.
Call methods. Call methods by invoking object. By invoking object. See, what is the syntax? Here returning the value na. Data type, returning the value. For storing that value, variable required. Variable name equal to object dot method. Suppose if we use any parameters, values for parameters, semicolon. If you don't use any parameters, leave blank. Or if you want to display directly, suppose if you store into variable, you can export this value or pass this value. If you want to only display that value, you can directly display system dot out dot println of object dot method semicolon. Syntax over example. Create a class. Suppose in this Java examples, XYZ a package. Create a class name, suppose Java methods. Generate main method. Okay. Say Smita, guide me. Before main method, I want to create a method. That method functionality is multiply 3 numbers. Create a method for multiplying 3 numbers. Any 3 numbers. Calling time we pass values. Observe.
Okay.
See, user defined methods. User defined methods. What is the problem, Preeti? System dot out dot println. That is only displaying purpose. If you want to pass the value or export the value, take into variable. Forget about that second usage. Take into variable. That is the correct syntax. You leave this one. Forget this one. Correct syntax is data type variable name. That is the syntax. If you want to display or if you want to pass the value, This is the syntax. Any confusion? Forget about the display. This is the calling. Calling methods by invoking object. Method with returning value. You can display the value. Otherwise you can pass the value. Preeti, are you following? See you. Okay. You try to use proper voice device. Okay. At least by tomorrow. Say, for example, public. Okay, Preeti.
Int.
Data type int. Suppose method name multiply. Okay, na? Open parenthesis. Suppose int a. See, for parameters also data type important. Data type mandatory. Int b, int c. Not only int a, int b, int c. You can use x, y, z also. Okay. Here I am declaring one local variable int result equal to a multiply b multiply c, semicolon. Next, return keyword, return result semicolon. See, whenever you want to multiply three numbers, any three numbers, you can use this method. Okay, today I will explain methods with mathematical values. In test automation chapters, we will use test operations. Here only mathematical values. See this method for multiplying three numbers, any three numbers. Okay. Continuous method. Call this method in the same class. For calling method, we need to create object now.
Yes, sir.
Create the object first. Create object. Say object creation one time activity. Suppose in your class 10 methods are there. Only one object. Create one object and access all 10 methods one by one. Create object. You continue, Sunil. You know how to create object. We discussed that syntax.
Yes, sir.
The data type.
That is not. That is calling. Create object.
Oh, okay. Okay, sir. Class name, sir.
Class name. Class name is
Java.
Java methods. Java methods.
And the object name.
Object name. Any name. Suppose ABC.
Okay. New. Is equal to new. And class name.
Class name Java methods.
Open
parenthesis semicolon.
Colon. Yes.
Just a minute. Sensitive. Okay, object created. Next, call methods. Gurnad, call methods. This method is returning value. Call, you know the syntax. Neeladri, continue.
Yes, sir.
What type of method? What is the method type? Method returning type.
Yes, sir. ABC dot.
Just a minute. What is ABC dot? First return type, data type required na. It returns value na.
Yes.
What type of data? What is the method? What is the method type? What is the method data type?
Int, sir.
Int. So use same method, same data type. Int. Suppose x equal to
ABC dot
Java method.
ABC dot. What is that method name? Type M multiply. Here it is showing ABC. Provide values. Suppose I want to multiply 10 comma 25 comma 35 semicolon. Next, if you want to pass that value, you can use X variable, or if you want to print that value, same. Run. Printing na that value, Smita.
Yes, sir.
See, this is method with returning value. Next, by invoking object. Sridevi, are you following? Any confusion?
It's clear, sir.
Next, same method with returning value. This time without object. Without object. Without object. Just a minute. Method with returning value. Method with returning value and call the method by invoking object. By invoking object. This is one type. For this we discussed syntax as well as example. Next, B, 1B. Method with returning value and call the object. Call the method without object. Don't confuse. First one, method with returning value and call the method by invoking object. Next one, method with returning value and call the method without object. Without object. Say for this syntax, writing method syntax common. Just calling only different. Calling only different. Say writing method same. Calling only different. Can you tell me writing method? Same. Rahman. Writing methods? Same syntax. Access modifier?
Result, return type.
Return type.
Method name.
Next, method name.
Parameters in the parentheses.
Parameters. Parameters optional. Open curly braces. Next, statements. Next, close curly braces. Next, calling. Rahman. Calling methods without returning. Without object. Calling methods without object.
Data type.
Data type.
Then variable name.
Type.
Variable name.
Variable name.
Equal to.
Variable name equal to.
Method name.
Method name. Direct method name.
Object dot method.
Object without object. Why you are
No
asked?
object.
No
Method.
object. Just method name. Tell me, Rahman, just method name. Just a minute. I will show. See, method same, calling only different. You can use the same example. Oh. Any variation in syntax? Oh, I forgot one thing. Syntax, some difference is there. Different syntax. Observe.
Non-access modifier.
Non-access modifier is required. Non-access modifier. See, access modifier, non-access. Observe, Aarti. Syntax, some difference is there. If it is by invoking object, access modifier, return type, method name. If it is without object, access modifier, non-access modifier, return type, method name, parameter, statements, close. Okay. Observe.
Yeah.
Here non-access modifier, we need to use static modifier. What is the purpose of static modifier? What is the purpose of static modifier, Sridevi? Recollect that static modifier. In modifiers.
Without using object, we can invoke methods.
Yes, without using any object, we can invoke methods. We can use methods. That is the functionality of static modifier. See, for main method also we are using static. Okay. Now x equal to Java methods dot multiply. Observe the now you tell me the syntax, Niladri. Calling methods without object. Where data type variable name equal to
Java class. Class name.
Class name. Just class name dot method.
Name.
Method if available, parameters. Using class name, we call static methods. Observe class name. Suppose 10, 25, put mute, 35, semicolon. Run. Okay, now, Smita.
Yes, sir.
Sir, this is Bharat. Can you please once more, please quickly? I got confused, sir. So.
Where? Just a minute. Here two scenarios. Just a minute. Observe, Gurnath. User defined methods basically two types. First type is, what is the first type? Method with a returning value. For example, method with returning
value.
With returning a value. Suppose this is one type of user defined method.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next,
yes,
you can call this method in two ways. What are the two ways? By invoking object.
Okay, sir.
Another way, without object. Okay, na?
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
By invoking object, see, creating method, next calling method. Creating, calling. One is by invoking object, without invoking object. Here, for
Okay.
creating methods also, syntax difference. Suppose creating, create methods. Methods. First syntax. This syntax for okay. First syntax. Here call method by invoking object. I am going to call this method by invoking object. Syntax vary. Tell me the syntax. Access modifier.
Access modifier return type is equals to method name.
Return type. Next.
Method name, sir.
Method name. Next.
And parameters in the optional things, sir.
Optional parameters.
Yes, sir.
Open curly braces. Next.
Statements, sir.
Normal
Yes,
statements.
Yes, sir.
Next, close curly braces.
Yes, sir.
Next, this is the syntax for creating method. Next, calling method. Call. First, create object.
Yes, sir.
Create object. How to create object?
Like
class
data
name.
type.
Class name.
Class name, object name is equals to.
Class name, object name
is equals to new class.
New class name.
Yes, sir.
New class name. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Semicolon. Next, create object. Call method.
Data type, sir.
Data type.
Variable name.
Variable name
is equals to object.
Is equal to object dot method. Suppose values, if we use any parameters, pass values. Values, okay, semicolon. Over. Next, suppose same call method. See, same. Just copy this one.
Okay, sir.
Call method without object. Okay. Without invoking any object. Without call method without object. Here just syntax, access modifier, non-access modifier. Here we have to use static non-access modifier. What is the functionality of static? Already we discussed in Java modifiers chapter. If we use static without invoking any object, you can access the method. This is the only difference in syntax. Next, here call method, you no need to create object. Just call method. Data type, variable name. Next,
object method.
Not class. Object. Class name.
Dot method.
Any confusion?
No, sir. No, sir. Thank you.
Sunil, following these two different flavors.
Yeah, understand, sir.
1A, 1B. 1A by invoking object, 1B without invoking any object. Okay, next, second, 2, writing methods without returning any value. Only performing operations without returning any value. Okay. Here also same two flavors. What are the two flavors, Rahman? One is by invoking object.
And another one without invoking object.
Call method by invoking object. Invoking object. Next, B is call methods. You can call multiple methods one by one. Call methods without invoking. Without invoking object. Observe Neeladri. In the first one also with returning value, without returning value. Next, with returning value by invoking object, without invoking object. Next, without returning value also by invoking object, without invoking object. 2 into 2, total 4 na?
Yes, sir.
Say, first call methods by invoking object. First, syntax for creating methods. First, creating. Syntax for creating methods. Observe here, access modifier not return type not required. Return type not required. Observe Arti. Here no returning value na?
Yeah, yes, sir.
See. Access modifier. Next, a return type nothing. Return type nothing. Next, method name of parameters. Parameters optional. Open curly braces, close curly braces. Next, statements. Statements. Return type nothing. Next, Rahman, you tell me the syntax part without invoking object. Without invoking object.
Okay, sir. Access modifier.
Access modifier.
Non-access modifier.
Non-access modifier. Yes.
Because without invoking object.
Non-access. Non-access modifier.
Return type nothing.
Return type nothing. Return type nothing.
Method name then.
Method name. Open parenthesis. Parameters. Open curly braces. Statements. Okay. Next, close curly braces. Next, Neeladri, calling. Creating methods over. Creating method. Purpose by invoking object. Second one without invoking object. Next, call.
You have to create object.
Create object. Create object. Create object. You know how to create object. We already discussed. Next, create object. What is the create object? Class name.
Object name.
Object name.
New queue equal to new keyword, and class name,
again class name, open
semicolon.
and close parenthesis, semicolon. Okay, next call.
Call okay. The data type.
No data type without returning any value na.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Just object dot
Object dot method
parameters. Here we have to pass values for parameters.
Yes,
values semicolon. Here only performing operations, no returning value. Sunil, for second one, without invoking object, we already used a non-access modifier. Tell me the calling.
Data
type required. Already I rejected Niladri answer. Here no data type,
okay.
No returning value, only performing operation.
Okay, sir.
How you call? With no returning value and no object also.
Okay, directly.
Directly. Call. How to call? Class name na?
Yeah, class name.
Class name.
And no object, right, sir?
Class name. Here no object. No object, no returning value. Class name
dot, yeah.
Method. Suppose if any parameters are there, values. Okay na? These 4 syntaxes.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Smita, are you following? Any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay, I will show the example for second one. Smita, you have to guide me. Suppose first define method, create method. Create a method without returning any value, only performing operation. Observe. What is the syntax? Access modifier, public, for example, public, next.
Non-access modifier. Static.
Static, not first. By invoking object. By invoking object. Next, without invoking any object. Just return type nothing. What is the keyword for return type nothing?
There is no return type.
No return type. For that you need to use one keyword. What is
void,
the keyword? Void. See, observe. In main method also we are using that one, void. Void. Next, method name. Method name. For example, student rank. Student rank. Suppose int marks. Int marks. Observe here no return keyword in this method. Suppose I am writing one condition, if marks greater than or equal to 600, then display then display rank A. Rank A. Next, else if marks greater than or equal to 500, open curly braces, then display rank B. Rank B. Next, suppose else rank C. Put mute rank C. See, somebody's making noise. Avoid that one. Echo coming. Who is that system? Okay. Observe Madhumati. Not Madhumati. Smita. See, this is the method. We created one method without returning in any value, and we are going to call this method by invoking object. Okay na?
Yes, sir.
Create object after main method. See, create object. Here class name is Java methods. Quick. Any problems, Smita? You continue. Sunil?
Yes, sir.
See,
Class name.
several times we
Student-
discussed this syntax. Why you are confusing?
Class name, student rank
Class
is a
name
class.
Just a minute, Aarti. Continue, Sunil.
Class name, sir.
Class name.
Student.
Java methods. Next, object name. Any
Object
name.
name.
Suppose obj equal to new class name.
Name. Yes.
Java methods.
Methods.
Semicolon. Next, call that method without returning value.
Okay, sir. So
how to call? Here without returning
Java
any
method.
value. So without returning any value, now you no need to take any variable.
Yes, sir.
Just object dot method. Object dot method. What is the method name? Student rank. Suppose marks 700. Enough. It will perform that operation. What is the syntax? Okay. Object method. Okay. What is the output, Aarti? Observe the method. What is the output?
Rank A. Rank A.
Rank A. See rank A. Suppose 550. Rank B. Suppose 450. Rank C. See, this is about creating and calling. Smita, are you following? Oh, just a minute. This is for A. Example. Smita, are you following?
Yes, sir.
Next, second one, you guide me. Call methods without invoking object. For that, creating method syntax different. Calling method syntax also different. You observe two important things. One is without returning value. Another is without invoking object. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Previous example, without returning value by invoking object. This example, without returning value, without invoking object. Here, syntax, access modifier, next, non-access modifier required na?
Yes, sir.
What is that non-access modifier?
It's void.
Void is not access modifier. Void is return type nothing.
Static.
Static, sir.
Static. Next, here, object, no object required na?
Yes.
Call method. How to call method? Without object.
It's a method name.
Using class name. Java methods is the class name dot method. Any confusion? Smita, any confusion? Ask me.
I think I'm fine, sir.
Run. It is showing rank C. Suppose 650. Rank A. Okay, na Niladri? Two types of user-defined methods. See, we discussed two types. Avoid the confusion. We discussed two types of user-defined methods, and in each method, two types of calling. Two types of user-defined methods with returning value, without returning value, and in each method two types of calling. Gurnath. And in each method,
Yes, sir.
two types of calling.
Yes, sir.
Here method means English term methods. See, we have two types of user-defined methods. What are the two types?
Calling method without invoking object and calling method.
Built-in and user-defined.
What is my question? We have two types of user-defined methods. What are the two types of user-defined methods?
With returning value, without returning.
Yes, with returning value and without returning any value. And in each type, we have two types of calling methods. What are the two types? By invoking object.
Method, invoking object, without invoking objects.
Without invoking object.
Enough. This is the structure. Observe. Simple. Two types of user-defined methods with returning value, without returning value, and in each type, two types of calling methods by invoking object, without invoking object. Without invoking object, how you call? Using class name. Okay, na Gurnath?
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Next, observe. Usage of methods. Usage of methods. Already I told here usage Internal methods, internal use. Next, external use. Internal use and external use. Rahman, what is internal use or internal method? Defining means creating and calling methods, defining and calling methods within the same class. Within the same class. Up to now we did this. Next, external use, Sridevi.
Defining,
okay,
calling outside the class.
Say calling methods from other classes, one or more. Okay, na Niladri, usage of methods I will show. See, respond quickly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Internal use. We already discussed internal use, na? Up to now, we created and called methods within the same class. Next, I will show external use. Just a minute. Suppose class 1. First one. Just a minute. What is that code? Just a minute. With returning value is there na? Method with returning value. Just a minute. This one. Method with returning value. Just run. Just a minute. One more. Curly braces. Run. This is internal use. Next, external use. Suppose I am creating one more class. Suppose class 2. Observe Gurnath. I want to.
Yes, sir.
I want to use multiply method from Java methods. Another class. How to access that one? Just a minute. Inheritance not required. We are not discussing inheritance. If we inherit, you can easily reuse. Here I am not discussing inheritance. That is oops concept. Without inheritance also we can use methods.
Okay, sir.
Just a minute. I want to call that method. Which one? This one. Okay. First create object. Observe Sunil. Create object. Where? In class 1. What is that class 1? Java methods, suppose xyz equal to new Java methods, new Java methods, semicolon. Say for this method, multiply method, Java methods, otherwise make it class 1 in order to avoid the confusion. Suppose class 1, rename the compiling unit. Just a minute. Here also class 1. We are in class 2, but creating object using class 1. Why? For that multiply method, class 1 is the home class. Say xyz dot multiply. Suppose 10, 25, 35, semicolon. It is returning value now. Is it returning value? And just a minute. Actually, you can remove this one. Returning value. Suppose int y equal to run. Observe Neeladri, executing now.
Yes, sir.
Say observe. We are calling the method in second class 2, but method created in class 1 na. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion?
No, sir.
Here, no inheritance na. Inheritance not required. Why? Here we are using class 1 name, home class name. So no inheritance.
Yes, sir. It's nice.
See, this is creating a method in class 1. Creating a method in class 1. Just a minute. Class 1. Next, accessing from class 2. You can access in class 1 also. Class 2. Just a minute. This is class 2. First one, class 1. Class 1. Say this is with returning value by invoking object. Next, without invoking object, guide me Sridevi, without invoking object. With returning value, without invoking object.
Yes, sir.
Suppose in class 1, static. Static keyword required. Next, in class 2, no data type.
Yeah.
Just a minute. without invoking object, data type required. No need to create the object. How to call? Without object.
Class name dot method.
Class name. What is the class name?
Class 2 dot.
Method.
Oh, class 1.
Class 1. Method definition available in class 1. Run. Showing now?
Yes, sir.
Just a minute. Now you can get more clarity. Class 1. Observe Gurnath Natarajan. This first example.
Yes, sir.
Example 1. With returning value method. With returning value method with returning value and calling the method by invoking the object. By invoking object. Okay, na? This is example 1.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Next, example 2. With returning value,
without invoking,
calling the value,
without invoking the object.
By without invoking.
Yes, sir.
Without invoking object.
Yes, sir.
Class 2 also I will copy. Just a minute. Just using class name. Home class name. Home class. Where method created. Okay. In this first one, first type, method with returning value, we covered 2 flavors. By invoking object and without invoking object. Next,
yes,
example 3. This is example 2. Next.
Sir, I have one question, sir. If you're calling the method from the other classes, those things should be in the same package, you know?
Yes, same package. Yes.
Okay, if it is not in the same package, then we cannot.
Then you can use inheritance concept that we will discuss in Whoops chapter.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Inheritance concept is there. Now, without inheriting, we are reusing. Example.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Okay. Example 3. Example 3. Same 2 flavors. Method with returning value now without returning value. Without returning value and calling the method by invoking object. This is example 3. Next, example 4. Method without returning value and calling the method without invoking. Without invoking object. Okay, now remaining 2 examples. Guide me, Sunil. Third one, method without returning value and calling method by invoking object. First, class 1, method without returning value. Without returning value means you need to use void na. Suppose I will change the example. Just a minute. I'll change the example. Observe in this example, no, without returning any value. Without returning any value, but by invoking object. Okay. First create object, class name, class 1, suppose method xyz, object xyz, new class 1. Okay. Next call. What is that method name? Object name xyz, method name student rank, marks suppose 700. What is the output? Rank A. Rank A. See, this is third flavor. Just a minute. Third one. Next, last one. Fourth one. What is this flavor? Method without returning value and calling the method without invoking object. Neladri. First.
Yes, sir. We have to make it static.
Static. Next, calling also no object. No object. Only using class name.
Yes, sir.
Class 1.
Yes.
Run. Showing rank A na. Okay na, all flavors, Smita.
Yes, sir.
For method 1, just a minute. Class 1 I copied. For this one also class 1. Next, class 2. For above example, I didn't copy class 2. Just a minute. Just a minute. Class 1, open and close parenthesis, semicolon, just axyz dot student rank of 678. What is the problem? Run. Okay. Say I forgot this one. In third one, class 1, okay. Class 2. Okay na? All flavors, Smita.
Yes, sir.
And two more concepts also there in this user defined methods, but it is not time to discuss those methods. We will discuss those examples. Two more topics are there. we will discuss those topics in polymorphism chapter. Oops, Java oops chapter. See, other topics. One is method overloading. Method overloading. Method overloading. Next, method overriding. See, method overloading, method overriding. Say it is not time to discuss these two topics. We will discuss these two topics in a polymorphism chapter. Polymorphism chapter. Okay. By method overloading and method overriding, we can achieve polymorphism. Okay. This is about user defined methods. Again, we will use user defined methods in testing chapters, Selenium, WebDriver. Any queries? Any queries, Aarti? I'm going to close the session. Any queries?
No, sir. Thank you for asking.
Welcome. Gurnath Natarajan, any queries?
No, sir. No problem. I understood, sir. Thank you.
Smita? Smita?
No queries. No queries, sir.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sunil, I'm going to close the session. Sunil and Niladri, any queries?
I'm good, sir.
No,
No, sir,
sir.
I'm good.
Okay.
Good. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.